Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Thursday, June 25th, 2020, and we again find ourselves in the final hour of the trading day, my favorite time of the day to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades. At the end of the day, you have the large financial institutions. They come in, they start taking control away from the day traders and the algorithms. They take the price control away and they start moving in the direction they think is the most valid price. So I like to piggyback on them and follow them. I consider them the smart money, and that's why I like to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions based upon what they're doing. That being said, I did have a couple day trades today. Two closed out, one in progress, and I will share that with you when we go through the charts. But thank you so much for coming today. I really do appreciate it. I always look forward to seeing everyone. I'm very appreciative and grateful that we have such a nice group with good input, great poems, just really good comments. And of course, we have Kamal with the scanner that's been helpful. And so anyway, I'm really grateful that we've come together and had this nice little group. So thank you all for coming. I appreciate you spending your time here. I hope that it's helping you with your trading and your investing. So, all right, let's see. Quad Racer is here. Hey, Quad. Good afternoon, Greg and all. Good afternoon, Quad. Thanks for coming, my friend. Dan is here. Hi, Dan. Good to see you. Kamal. Hey, Greg. And all. Hey, Kamal. Thanks for sending over that scan. Miko25, good afternoon, everyone. Hello, Miko. Good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Hope you're having a good day. And Frank is here as well. Hello, Greg and group. Hello, Frank. Oh, and Dirk snuck in here. Hello, Greg and all. Hey, Dirk. Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Well, it's been an interesting day. When I got up, we were down quite a bit, and then we were up, and then we were down. It's been all over the place today. It's been kind of frustrating because every time you think you're going to make a move and you get a trigger, it fails and goes the other way. So anyway, that's the market. That's our profession, and so we have to get used to it. But the Dow is currently up 50 points, up 0.2%. The NASDAQ is up 22 points, up 0.23%, and the S&P is up 8.26, up 2.89. So a little bit of green, but after yesterday's big move down, this is not too much of a rally. Okay, so listen, here is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, get that out of the way. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them moving forward, either to the upside or to the downside. After that, some of you have been kind enough to share your trades with me. I have them up on the board. There's some really good ones up here today, so we're going to go over those. After that, we're going to spend a few minutes talking about trader philosophy, trader psychology, all the stuff that's really the most important part of this trading game. Entries and exits are important. Reading charts, support, resistance, yes, it's important, but it's important so that you can make a plan. And after you make a plan, sticking with the plan, that's the hard part. That really is the hard part. And some of you may hear this and go, Greg, I never have a problem with that. Do people really have a problem with it? Oh, yes, they do, for sure. So we're going to spend a few minutes on that. After that, I have identified some potential candidates for an end-of-day trade. Some that I saw, some that Kamal, I had a friend named Kalpesh that was kind enough to share with me with his scan. So we'll go through all those. And like I said, I have 3 requirements before I enter any trade. First requirement, have to make sure I have a good have to make sure I have a good combination or confluence of indicators lining up together. I look at each indicator like MACD and RSI, ATR channels, moving average. I look at these as groups of buyers, and you'll put yourself in the best position. You'll increase your chances dramatically of having a profitable trade if you're in the company with as many other groups of buyers. So I like to look for confluences of indicators, or in other words, confluences of buyers lining up at least on one time frame, but ideally on multiple time frames. Requirement number 2, I want to make sure I have a good risk to reward ratio. That is very important. At least 2 to 1 compared if I'm risking $100 to the downside, I want to be able to make sure I can make at least 200 or more to the upside. And number 3, want to make sure that I'm keeping in mind correlation. I do not want to have too many correlated stocks in the same industry. So I'm going to go through those at the end of the day. If I find something that meets those 3 requirements, I'll go ahead, place the trade before the close of the market. After the market closes, if anybody has any questions for me, please let me know. Happy to answer them. If you want me to take a look at any stock symbols, please let me know. Happy to do that. If there's any stock symbols that you would like me to look at before the market closes, please put them in the chat. Please put a star by it, and I will be happy to go over those and take a look. And then after the market closes, if anybody has any updates for me as far as their current positions, please let me know if you have any additions or subtractions, and I'll make sure I can get them updated correctly on the board. All right, so that's the plan for today. I am going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, go turn the air conditioning off, and I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. Okay. Bob is here. Hey, Bob, good to see you. Appreciate you being here. Hey, Steve Burns. Hey, buddy. Good to see you, my friend. Always an honor to have you here, Steve. Thank you so much for coming. Frank has a poem. Oh, how traders can struggle. So many indicators to juggle. Is the market real or will it be another bubble? Good traders know when to redouble, so trade carefully and stay out of trouble. Excellent. Bravo. Let me take a look at that one more time. Oh, how traders can struggle. So many indicators to juggle. Is this market real or will it be another bubble? Good traders know when to redouble, so trade carefully and stay out of trouble. So good. So good, so good. Thank you, Frank. Always appreciate you doing that, making the effort. They're excellent. Quad says, Berkshire looks promising this morning, but has since lost to V1. Yeah, I have been looking at Berkshire for a long time. It's one of my favorite ones. It's not that bad now, actually. We tested that bottom and a V1. Man, it's a tough one. I would much rather have that be in the value zone, to be honest with you. I think I'm just going to wait on that one. Kamal says, I bought FAS today based upon the number of financials that showed up across the scanner and Goldman Sachs having a 520 crossover. I will close it below the 50 MA. Thanks, Steve Burns, for mentioning it yesterday. Yeah, oh, Goldman Sachs really took off there. That's one of the ones I want to look at. Quad says, great poem, Frank. I agree. Hey, Gary M., good to see you, bud. Appreciate you being here. Frank says, thanks, Greg and Quad. All right. Well, let's see what's happening. First off, gold. All right. I did buy gold back here on the 10th of June when we had a 520 crossover. I bought half my position here. I didn't go for a full position because it was a kind of a big bar. I waited to see if I could come on in with my second half at a little better price, which I did down here. My average price here is 162.78. Immediately went down, wasn't looking too good, but it held, and then it made its move. I did sell half of my position yesterday when we looked like we tagged this third ATR channel and had a V1. I call that a safety. But I did keep the other half. I scaled out here, so you know, I scaled out, and then whatever I had left here, I took half. Down a little bit today, but only 14 cents. So anyway, so far so good. Looks like Gary has this as well. SPY. All right, real quick on the SPY, in case we have some new viewers, I do want to explain this, but I do buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight, I take the overnight risk, and I sell it first thing the next morning. I do this based upon a back-tested study from Liz Ann Saunders. Every day, she tested 2 approaches, and she's at Bespoke Invest. She tested 2 approaches. Approach number 1, buy at the open, hold through the day, sell at the close. If you did this every day since 1993, you'd return a negative 13.9% return. However, if you do what I do, buy the SPY at the close, hold it overnight, take the overnight risk. That's where I feel like the edge is in this approach, and sell first thing the next morning. Using this approach, a positive 634.2% return. So big difference between when you buy and when you sell with this approach. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. This is true. May never work again a day in history, but so far it has worked well. And if I'm going to allocate money towards something, it's going to be something that has good back-tested results. Blue lines, the buy in the morning, buy in the afternoon, hold overnight, sell in the morning. All it's done is gone up. You can see this clearly, but there are ups and downs in it. So it's not just straight up. There's plenty of pullbacks, plenty of drawdowns. That's why I buy a conservative amount every night, hold it overnight, sell it the first thing the next morning. I am down this year on it, but way, way, way off the lows. And net, since I've been using it, it's been fine. It's definitely net positive. So, did have a small loss on this again today. I've had 2 losses in a row here. Tuesday, bought here, had to sell at the open for a loss. Yesterday, bought at 304.09, sold it this morning at 303.47. So like 56 whatever cent loss overnight, and it went down and then it has reversed. So that's how it goes, but I will be buying this again at the close. Okay. Oil. I did take this trade with Karen on the weekly. I took this on the weekly. I took it last Friday on a weekly. I buy at the end of the day, end of the week. I bought this at 28.25. We went under 30, over 30, and we had a V1 entry. Bought it at 28.25. Initially moved up nicely. It's at 27.85, so a little bit down on the trade. My stop is going to be here at 26.80. That's halfway of last week's washout bar. You can see this week it's almost exactly where it came to test, and it's bounced off, but it is up today 1.87%. So that's good. So I'll have to make a decision tomorrow if it holds. If it holds halfway the washout bar, I will keep it till next week. If it does not, I will just have to get rid of it. All right, day trades. Two closed out day trades and 1 currently in. Let me take a look here, show you what the trade is. This is on the VIX. On the 5-minute chart, I did buy this higher low V2. Here's day 1, 2, 3. Day 2 washed out day 1. I'm sorry, bar 1. Bar 2 washed out bar 1. Bar 3 closed above bar 1's close. Closed right in the value zone. Closed right above the 10-day. That's why I bought it. I bought it at 36.26. Immediately went my way. It was really looking good here. It went up and then it closed back down, and it closed under the 50 RSI. So I bought it here at 36.26 and I got out at 36.42. But not too bad for 15 minute trade. Then here was the second trade. You see this higher low V2. Here's bar 1, 2, 3. Bar 2 closed, washed out bar 1. I bought this intra-bar, meaning I did not wait until the end. I like this because it also washed out this previous low, so it's a false breakout to the downside. I bought it right when it triggered. I didn't wait till the end. Bought it here at 30. 36.30 and immediately went my way. Was nice, closed over the 50 moving average, so I kept it, and then the next bar it closed back under and I got out at 36.43. So I got in at 36.30 and got out at 36.43. Then I got out and it went rocketing up for a minute and I was like, gosh darn it. But as it turns out, that was a really good place to get out, as you can see. Okay. I have been in this trade for most of the day. Here, this is a 39-minute bar. We returned to value, then we went below value. We had all this sideways motion. This was from yesterday. Then we had a spike down, reversal back up, right? So sideways motion. We had a false breakout to the downside. I bought this. I did wait till the end of the bar. I wish I wouldn't have, but I waited till the end of the bar. Got in at 361.70 on this V2. You can see the sideways motion, the spike down, reverse up, 361.70. Immediately went my way, and then it just went down and down and down. And you can see here, the last 39 minutes, it did test my stop. And I thought, oh, I'm going to have to get out for sure. But it closed above. Do you see what I'm saying? So it came down. It did test halfway the washout bar. But magically, that's right where it held. This was a losing trade most of the day. But now it's a winning trade because I bought it at 361.70 and it's 361.62. So almost $1 on this. So I'll close this out before the end of the day. But anyway, so I thought I was going to tell you that I had 2 winners and 1 loser, but this has really turned around at the end of the day. All right. Give me 1 second, please. Okay. All right, now let's get on to your trades. Boy, what a great trade here. Kamal and Pinsey still in this trade. We all took up work. This was one that was identified on Kamal's scanner. Nice higher low V1 here. Close above all the moving averages at 12.48. Next day it went up, down a little bit. Then we had a beautiful big up day. Up and then down. Was down yesterday. I decided to get out of my position yesterday with a close under the previous day's low, and a few of us did. But today it has gone rocketing back up. So Kamal and Pinsey still have this up 8.9% today. But this is just a good example, everybody, of sideways motion waiting for a trigger, because sideways motion leads to moves, either the upside or the downside. Now, if we were wrong, we could hopefully get out quickly to the downside. If we were right, like in this situation, you know, you have a lot more potential gain compared to what you were going to lose. I mean, what we were going to lose was right here, halfway of the washout bar. If we were wrong from here to here. But you see now, from here all the way up to here, it's a good risk-reward ratio. So congratulations, Kamal and Pinsey, on that one. Walmart. Okay, so Frank still has Walmart. We did buy Walmart back here on the 19th with rejection as a higher low V2, rejection of the 200. It went up and down. I think I sold here. It went down, had a nice reversal near the 200-day moving average, which is really good. I was looking to day trade this once it got down here, not on the daily, but it was close to the 200 on the daily, but I couldn't find an entry. So anyway, slightly underwater on that trade now. Pets. All right. Frank, Kamal, and Gary and myself did buy Pets here at 37.06. with this higher low V2. Went up. I remember I hit one profit target. I didn't like how it closed. It was a V1 to the downside. Also was a false breakout to the upside. So I got out here for a very small loss. Was down much lower today, but looks like slightly underwater on the trade. Evan bought Anthem back here on the 23rd with this V2 close over the 200, set up for a good trade. But then yesterday, you know, we had that big dump. We got dumped on, went down. I don't know if Evan's still in the trade, but I'm glad to see it's up a little bit today. DDOG, Frank bought DDOG at 84.90. And it's moved up. Yesterday it was down, but up a little bit today. So profitable on the trade. Snap, man, this thing has just gone up every day. We've got to go all the way back here to find Frank's entry. Look at this. He bought this breakout here at 1875. This thing has just motored up and motored up and motored up and motored up. And beautiful day today. It's closing over the 70 RSI. This one up almost 30%, give or take. So very nice, Frank. CRM, Glenn did buy CRM at 185.11, moved up and up and up and up, and then yesterday went slightly negative, back up, but it is up 1.42% today, so Glenn's in the money on that one so far. Alibaba, Frank, all right, this was a trade a bunch of us took. Pull back to value, sideways motion, had this 520 crossover and a V1. Bought this at 206.69. Moved up, moved up, moved up. I think I got out here. Then it just kind of moved sideways for a while. Frank is still in this, and this one's down a bit today, 1.87%, but still nicely in the money. Dexcom, Glenn bought Dexcom at 375.16. Moved up nicely, very, very nicely. Was down the last couple days, but a little bit of a rally back up today. TLT, Frank is still in TLT. I remember we all bought TLT right back here. 156.10, went under 30, over 30, rejected the 6 ATR channel, and took off nicely for us. I remember I phased all the way out up here. I got out of the rest of the position here. Frank stayed in, and today it did reject the 50-day moving average. But nice trade, Frank. Another beautiful trade from Kamal. False breakout to the downside. V1 bullish engulfing bar, closed in the value zone, 201.70. Up, 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 up. Little pullback, up, up, up. Little pullback, up 2.64% today. Kamal is, let's take a look. 10.45%. Beautiful, Kamal. USO, okay, we already had that. We talked about that. Glenn had a beautiful short here on Norwegian Cruise Lines here at 1943. He was right as rain. It just went down, 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 down. Up a little today, rejecting the 50-day moving average and a V1. Let me take a quick look. Oh, sorry. And last but not least is AGQ. Kamal and a bunch of us bought AGQ here at 27.79 with the 520 crossover. Went up, reversed back. It was up, was down big yesterday. I had to get out yesterday and then rally back up today, up 4%. So Kamal's having a good day today. Congratulations. Congratulations, Kamal. Okay. I have to check my intraday trade here on Apple and decide what I'm going to do. Of course, we had the sideways motion, the V1. I bought it here at 361.70, so it's $1.20 in the money. I guess I'll just have to get out of that near the end of the day. Yeah. Steve says the stock market has been volatile, but at the same time, price area it was on at the same price it was on June 1st, going nowhere this month on the index. It's been a very tight trading range overall, surprisingly. Yeah, it really has. We've had some big up days, we've had some big down days, but if you look at everything, like Steve says, since June 1st, it has just kind of gone sideways. We've had some big ups, but then some big downs, and then some ups, and then some downs. But he's right. It has just stuck in this range for sure. All right. All right, well, listen, before we go down through the watch list, and there's quite a few to go through today and analyze, but before we do, I do want to spend a few minutes on something outside of technicals and entries and exits. I do want to spend a few minutes on trader psychology. It's the most important part of this game. I mentioned earlier, you have to learn how to trade. You have to learn to be able to put together a trading plan using entries, exits, support, resistance. But once you create your plan, sticking with the plan really is the most important part. So there's some really good Facebook channels out there, some really good Twitter channels out there that spend a lot of time and effort putting out good trading words of wisdom for us. And so this is the time of the day where I like to talk about that, and hopefully, every day speaking about this different ways, hopefully it will be helpful to you. So this is from Kaya. I'm not sure I can even pronounce it, but this is from Kaya in the New Traders, Rich Traders page on Facebook. This is a great group to be in if you're on Facebook. So let's take a look. Here's the trading pyramid, right? Trading system is 20% of the struggle. That's 20% of the puzzle, I guess I should say. You have, like I mentioned before, you have to be able to know how to identify risk, reward, support, resistance, indicators lining up, position sizing, all that kind of stuff. That is an important part, but it really is only 20% of the total puzzle of trading. The other 80%, like I talk about all the time, psychology. You have to have the right psychology. You have to have the right outlook, right? You can't get frustrated when you have a few losses. You have to know that's just part of the game, right? Discipline. You have to have the discipline to follow your plan. To me, this is probably the most important thing. You could have horrible psychology, but if you had discipline, that would make the difference. Emotions. Right? Well, of course, when you start making a lot of money or start losing money, your emotions get revved up, they get amplified, and that's what makes it hard to follow your plan. That ties right back into discipline. Money management, extremely important, everybody. You have to have money management. You can have the best trades, but if you bet too much, if you put too much of a position on, you're in trouble. So money management, objectives, you have to have objectives, whether they're profit target objectives or any other kind of objectives of your trading. And then risk management. Well, risk management ties right into money management. I think these two are connected at the hip, but psychology, discipline, emotions, money management, objective, risk management. Trading systems, everyone seems to think that this is the holy grail. It is not the holy grail. These things are the holy grail. I mean, you've heard me say many times, hey, look, as long as you have a decent approach, it's fine. I mean, I truly, honestly believe that. I mean, yeah, I think that, there's some little changes you can make to approaches to make them better, but I'm not fussy about somebody's trading approach. I'm really not. As long as it fits their personality, I'm not fussy about it at all. Just as long as you have a good risk to reward ratio, and there's some kind of valid reason that you're taking the trade. But the psychology, the discipline, the emotions, the money management, the objectives, and the risk management. This is what it's all about. So, you hear me talk about this every day in different ways, but it is so true, everybody. So anyway, I hope this helps. Thanks, Kaya. Appreciate it. Sorry, I don't think I can pronounce that, but great channel over on Facebook. New Traders, Rich Trader. Steve's over there as well. Okay. All right. Well, listen, let's carefully go through some of the potentials that I found today and that Kamal Scanner also identified. All right, here's Sprouts Market. Dang it. Remember yesterday this is one of the ones that I really liked, but I was waiting for it to close over a 50 RSI. And at the end of the day, it was like 49.54 or 74 or something. So I didn't take the trade. Darn it. It's frustrating when this happens. I did like the V1. I liked that the day before we had a V1 to the downside that immediately got reversed back up. That made it a positive. But the criteria for the trade was that it closes over 50 RSI, and it did not, and it moved on up anyway. But that's how it goes sometimes. But I don't think I would be buying it here. Goldman Sachs. Well, listen, I like Goldman Sachs here. We have a few things going on. We have looks like we're going to close over the 200-day moving average. We also have a V2. Here's bar 1, bar 2, bar 3, bar 2 closes under bar 1's close. Bar 3 closes above day 1's close. So this does backtest well. When you backtest, close under, close back over the 200-day moving average. But in addition to doing that, it also has this V2 here, and it looks like it's closing over the 50 RSI, and we went from under 50 RSI over 50 RSI, which I think is a bonus. If we look over here on the weekly, we are over the 50-week moving average. We have the 200-week moving average above us, but there's some good sentiment today as far as financials go. So, and it is kind of holding this higher range here. So as long as this V2 triggers and stays above the 200-day moving average, I will go ahead and buy Goldman Sachs at the end of the day. United Airlines. Wow, I've been watching this all day, and this has really taken off. Here we have a false breakout from this low over here. You see we go below, we went into a new lower range and then immediately rejected back up. So we have a false breakout to the downside, and we also have a nice V1. All in all, I think I still like Goldman Sachs better. Here we are at a 49.7068. So we've gotten very close to the 50 RSI. Doesn't mean it can't go up higher than here. But, if I look back at Goldman Sachs is a 54.66. This has a long possible way to go. It doesn't have a lot of resistance until we get over here. UAL has this 20 here. It has the 50 RSI right above us. So let's take a look at the weekly. One thing I like about the weekly on here, it doesn't really change my mind on the trade, but if we go from the low to the high, see where the on the weekly, see where the 50% fib is. It's right here at 33.52. So if I go over to the daily, you can see on the daily it's triggering right back above the 50 fib number on the weekly. So here's the low, here's the high, We go down to 50%, and then I'm just going into a different time frame here, but you can see it's here at 33.52, and the V1 happened right here at the 50% on the weekly. So that's good too, but like I said, I'm a little concerned right now that it's not closing above 50. I know it's going to have some kind of resistance there, but we can look back at that. FAST or FAS, which is the daily financial, it's an ETF for financials. Kamal was talking about this earlier. False breakout to the downside, false or breakout under the 50, and now back over the 50. This looks pretty good. I know Kamal has. I'm not sure where he got in it. I'm sure he'll tell me later. But this definitely has moved his way nicely. But I personally still like Goldman Sachs better. ICE. Okay, so ICE, we have a V1. We have tested the 200-day once, twice, and failed up here. You know, it's okay, but we have the 50-day moving average right here. We're up against the 50 RSI here. I still like Goldman Sachs the best. Vert. So we have a V2. We're above 50 RSI. I mean, that's all good, but we did close above the value zone. We came in, we made a lower high. I would prefer that we washed out that low. Although if you want to, you can say that we did wash out the previous low here. So I guess that's technically correct as well, because that was the next low. Right here we have a low, higher low on the top, higher low on the right side. Here's the same thing. So I guess technically we did wash out this low and trigger a V1, V2. Not too familiar with this company or what it does, so I think I still like Goldman Sachs the best. Love. That's Southwest Airlines, similar to United Airlines. We did have a false breakout to the downside from this low, and we did have a V1. We're at 46.77. We're still not in the value zone. MACD is negative. Let's look back at the weekly. Similar. We have a low. We have a high. We didn't. I don't think we quite tested the 50 fib number on the week. MACD is positive here. I mean, it's not bad. I'm just a little concerned that the -1 ATR channel is still above it, which dovetails about halfway of the big bar down yesterday. It's not bad. It's not bad, but I think I'm going to pass on that one. Cody. Boy, last time Kamal talked to me about Cody, this thing went up like 1,000,000%. We came down to the value zone. We did hold sideways, but the sideways motion didn't hold into the downside now. Jets. Well, Jets is that airline ETF, so it's going to look similar to United Airlines, and Love has a V1 here, close to the 50 RSI. Yeah. Coffee. We've been looking at coffee a little bit here. Nothing today, but tomorrow, if we could come down and test this bottom, we would have a double bottom with a bullish divergence. See how we're coming down, 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 down. See how deep the MACD bars are. Then we rallied with some nice green MACDs. Now, if we could just get down to test that low, if we did, we would also test the 30 RSI in conjunction with that support of that previous low and have a double bottom. So if we could go down one more day, test that 30 and back up, I would definitely be buying that. So nothing here today, but maybe for tomorrow. Johnson & Johnson, interesting. We have washed out the previous low. So it's a false breakout to the downside. I have this other green line up here, which is yesterday's close. I would consider buying Johnson & Johnson if we could close above yesterday's close, because then we'd have a rejection of the 200, we have a false breakout to the downside, and we would also have a V1. So I'll watch that one as well. GH, I have a MACD crossover, but I don't really see anything on GH. BIIB, I think Kamal identified here was false breakout to the downside, which it looks like it was a little bit. It did not test, it didn't go under 30 over 30, and it still has that third ATR channel above it. BMY is Bristol Myers Squibb. You know, a close over the 200 and over the 50 RSI would be good, because this is a higher low. This would be higher low. See, the people that bought here, when it moves up nicely this way, once it starts going down, they'll take profits. But then if you can get another group of buyers to come up, then the people that bought here already sold here. So if it does move up, you don't have to contend with these people selling into you, because they've already sold here. So that one's not too bad either. And then Verizon, just a little bit too much of a strong move down for me and a bounce. I don't quite trust it. Yes, it did bounce off the third ATR channel. It did have a V1. Still hasn't closed this gap. Let me take a little quick look over at my Apple trade. Well, it's still positive. About 80 cents, 90 cents. I'll tell you what, I don't like having that on my mind. So I'm going to go ahead and just sell this and lock in that profit. I don't want to have to be thinking about it, because part of my brain's thinking about it going into the close. All right, done. Let me see, what was that? 362.69. All right, that's where I got out. So that's good, positive trade. I did not think it was going to be. When we got down here, I thought, oh, it's going to close under, but it's exactly where it bounced. So it's a good illustration that, you know, it came right, that the halfway of the washout bar really does mean something. Look, did here, did here. So 361.70, 3262.79. So 99 cents. Not bad. Not bad. I'll take it. Okay. Kamal says Google. Well, it's a V1. It's a false breakout from this. Is it? Let's see. No, not quite. Not actually. Did not quite test that low. But I just would not get involved almost with anything unless I had a lot more other confluences up against this big bar yesterday. You know, I'm not surprised we have a bounce today. But remember, we had a big monster down day, so we want to keep that in mind. Glenn says, hey, Greg, still in CRM and Dexcom? Yep, but we'll exit on the close below 20 EMA at 390 or 181. Still holding Norwegian Cruise Line short. Yeah, I went over that earlier, Glenn, and good to see you, my friend. And beautiful trade. I just was going over that earlier that you shorted there at 1943. What a beauty. But what a beauty. PCOM. PCOM. Yeah, on first blush, I like it. Look, here on the weekly, come on, we had the big bar up. We know that these big bars can sometimes get filled. or move back to test that 50%, which is exactly what happened. So I like the position of that trade on the weekly. Then if we go to the daily, not bad. I mean, we come back into the value zone, we move sideways, we move down, but today we have a nice V1 here. We have a V1 rejection of the -1 ATR channel and over the 50 RSI. So we went under 50, over 50. Good thing we didn't buy up here, right? Good thing wait till the value zone and wait for a trigger, but that one's not bad at all. That one is not bad at all. Especially like the weekly with the move up, the pullback to the halfway mark. So just in general, I like the halfway mark of this chart because it should hold support of halfway of this big bar a month ago, and then it has the trigger. Yes, I do like PCOM quite a bit actually. And I have an F-35 going over my head right now. My house is kind of in their flight line. Wow. They fly so close to my house. Holy smokes. Okay. I'm going to take a quick look at my current positions. Gold is fine down today, but it's fine. S&P had the overnight loss, unfortunately, but I will be buying this again today at the close. And then USO is up 2.23% today, which is good. Had the trades on VIX and Apple. I did get out of Apple. Close to where it is. Close to where it is. So let me get rid of these. And then let me go through the potential group again. PCOM isn't really, it's really not that bad. I mean, it's pretty good actually. Let's see intraday what kind of volume this thing has. Yeah, I don't like that. I definitely do not like this kind of intraday kind of stuff. There's not a lot of volume there, so just for that very reason, I would not take that. Sprouts, darn it, the RSI got me yesterday. Goldman Sachs looks pretty dang healthy. This one right now is probably my favorite. Close over the 200, V2, under 50, over 50. United Airlines, we're at a 49.51 RSI. I mean, that may be all it has. So I think unless that closes over 50, Kamal has fast. ICE, again, it has two resistances here. It has a 50 RSI and it has a 50-day moving average right here up against it. Vert, I mean, I guess it's okay. But again, I would rather take Goldman Sachs. Love, those two airlines concern me, honestly. Same with jets. I mean, it looks like a rally, but this could easily fail. JO looking tomorrow for that double bottom. Johnson & Johnson. You know, I would take Johnson & Johnson and Goldman Sachs if this could also close back above yesterday's close, which would make it a V1. I'd like to have that one more confirmation because, I mean, this is obviously in a downtrend, and yeah, it rejected the 200, but I'd like it to at least have a V1 to the upside before I got too interested in it. Guardian Health, it's above the 50 but RSI, but it has that 50-day moving average. BIIB, I would like to see this go under 30, over 30, and close back over the third ATR channel. BMY, no. Verizon, no. So for me, the two that I'm going to key off here are Goldman Sachs. This is pretty clean. This is just to close back over the 200-day moving average just by itself is a valid symbol, is a valid signal. Okay. PCOM has terrible volume. Yes, it does. I was just mentioning that. Chris, waiting until tomorrow to decide on UAL. Yeah. I mean, you can see we're at a 49.52 RSI, so we haven't been able to pierce that 50 RSI, and we have the 20 above it, we have the 5 above it, we have the 10 above it, so that's all a little concerning to me. Kamal says CRUS. That's not bad, Kamal. That's not bad at all. Yeah, that's not too shabby. That's an under 30, over 30 V1 and close above the negative third ATR channel. That's pretty good, actually. In the value zone. Oh, sorry, that's the monthly. Weekly. Well, I mean, it's not wonderful, but it does have the 200-day moving average underneath the 200-week moving average. I do kind of like that, to be honest with you. I really do. Glenn says 3 days before Independence Day have been bullish for stocks historically. Look for market to rise in the end of next week. Yeah, you know what, Glenn? When I studied with Larry Williams, that's Larry Williams' approach. I don't know if you've been reading Larry Williams stuff, but yeah, that is one of his approaches. But my understanding was that it was 2 days before the 4th of July. But yes, it is historically seasonally strong. But yeah, Larry Williams used to teach that. I don't know if he still does. So what are we at? We're up 260. We have about 7 minutes left. Boy, Goldman Sachs is just taking off here, isn't it? Yeah, it's all making new highs here. Let's see what this looks like. Oof, boy, that's high. Oof, that's high. Yeah, as long as serious logic closes above 30 here, I will put my toe in and buy that. I do like the under 30, over 30 V1 close above the negative third ATR channel. So the real key there, though, is it has to close above 30. So I'll just have to watch that. Okay, we have 5 minutes. Kamal says Cirrus did have a downgrade. Well, let's chart. And it's a false breakout to the downside. Yeah, all in all, that looks pretty dang good. And Goldman Sachs. Cat, a pillar. Well, it's a bit of, I mean, it is a V1. I wouldn't really call this a truly legitimate V1. Well, it'd be close. I don't know if it washed this out by a quarter or not. It's okay. It doesn't jump out at me as something that would really get me excited here, though. Close above the 50 RSI, that's good. Boy, this is closing really, really strong into the close. Really strong into the close. Holy smokes. All right, so again, Cirrus Logic's right on the button there, though. It is above the 30. Goldman Sachs is definitely going to trigger here. So I think probably what I'm going to do, I think I'll just go ahead and buy Goldman Sachs right now. And then what I'll do is I'll watch Cirrus. And see if it does hold over the 30 RSI. So we have about 2 minutes. Boy, I guess I should have kept that apple going into the close, huh? Shoot. Okay, 1 minute to go. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on Cirrus right now. All right. There we go. There we go. Well, not a big day for me. It was okay. It was profitable. My swing trades were, one was about break even, one was a loser, one was a gainer, but I did have the three profits on the intraday trades, which is good. But I'll tell you what, let's go through, take a look how everybody ended up on their positions. Then we'll go ahead and I'll tell you my fill prices on my SPY and on the Cirrus and on the Goldman Sachs. But before we do that, just real quick, just put in my quick daily plug and let everybody know that I do offer private one-on-one teaching and coaching lessons in the evening time via Skype. I really do like to teach. I've had really good success with my clients. I have studied one-on-one with just 4 wonderful traders, authors, educators. Stephen Burns, of course, Dr. Alexander Elder, Kerry Lavorne, and Larry Williams, who we were just talking about with that 4th of July trade. And I have learned a lot from each one of these gentlemen. In the course, I teach you everything I've learned from my 4 mentors and teachers, and also everything I've developed myself over the years. And it's a really good course. I think if you take it, when you're done, you're going to have a really good understanding of trading, regardless of what the markets are. And it is a one-on-one course. It's 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours. So it's a long form course. And I think learning one-on-one is the best way to go, always, regardless of what you do. So that's why I structured my lessons one-on-one. So, if you have an interest, please reach out to me. You can send me emails in the description of this video. You can also send me a message on Twitter at Gossett Trading on Twitter. And if you do contact me and you're interested, I'll want to set up a Skype call with you. I just want to get to know you better. I want you to be able to ask me any questions about the course or about me, and I'd like to know more about you and your trading and your challenges and your goals. And it's just to get to know you call. I promise you it's not a sales call. I will not ask you if you want to take the course or not. It's just a call to get to know each other. And after we have the call, if you're interested, then you can email me later and let me know if you want to take the course. I don't like to be pressured, and I'm certainly not like that. So it's not like that at all. It's just to see if we're a good fit. And then number 2, if you like today's podcast, I would really, really appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help the channel, helps grow the channel. Let's take a look. So that's it. Let's quickly go through. Okay, where did I get filled on my new stuff here? All right, so SPY, I got filled at 307.35. CRUS, I got filled at 57.73. And Goldman Sachs, I got filled at 206.92. Okay, so we'll get rid of VIX, and we'll get rid of Apple, and CRUS, and GS. All right, so SPY, I got filled at 307.35. That's the new entry for the overnight trade. CRUS, I got filled at 57.73. And Goldman Sachs, I got filled at 206.92. Okay. All right. Now, if you have any additions or subtractions to the board, let me know. Let's just quickly go through, though, the current positions. Hold on here. Well, those were the top two on the list. I didn't know that. Well, good. I'm glad I kind of divined that myself then. Thanks, Kamal. Okay, Upwork. Kamal had a monster day, up 9.98%. Fantastic. Oh, and Pinsky did as well. Walmart. This is Frank, right? Yeah, Frank. A little bit down on the trade here. Pets, Frank, Kamal, and Gary stayed in. Had a little up day. That's good. Evan had a nice little comeback today on Anthem. DDOG, Frank had a nice up day. Snap, 3.6% up. What did I just say? This was like 30% move for Frank. Wow. CRM, Glenn had a nice up day. Baba, this one was down today for Frank, but he's still nicely in the money. Dexcom, Glenn is definitely still in the money on this and was up today. TLT, Frank was up on TLT. MDB, Kamal had a beautiful day, up 2.88%. I did have USO up 2.2. Glenn, beautiful short trade on this. This was up a little bit, 1.71%. And AGQ, Kamal up 4.8 cents. So Kamal, as usual, is just kicking everybody's butt. He has had such a good last few trading months. Very proud of you, Kamal. Okay, now, Kamal says, I bought FAS. All right, so let's start doing this. FAS, Kamal. All right, we've got Kamal and FAS. Oh, 31.25. I forgot you bought that intraday. Perfect. Bought Cirrus. All right. I'm not going to put everybody's entry price because it's going to be confusing. All right. Kept MBD, Upwork, AGQ, and Pets. Gotcha. Evan, good afternoon. I am no longer in Anthem. I wasn't able to trade yesterday, so I couldn't close it until today. Okay. So we'll take Anthem off the board. Okay. Pincy's in there. Oh, you did buy cat. Okay. Okay, you're out of Upwork, ran out of shares. That makes sense. That's what would happen to me too. When you get a big move like this, you'd run out of shares. Nice trade. Frank is out of Walmart. Is anybody else in Walmart other than Frank? I do see Pincy over here. I don't know if he's still in, but if you are, let me know. But I took you out of there, Frank. Break even. Good. Cirrus. Karen. Okay. and RY. I don't think I have. Oh, I do. Yes, I do. Okay. Yeah. Good. I like that. It's a V1. Didn't quite get a V2 there, but it is technically a V1 in the value zone sideways motion. That's what I like, Karen. Oops. Okay, Frank did take Goldman Sachs. Yeah, it triggered that V1. It triggered that V1. So yeah, that makes sense. I really like Berkshire. You are still in Walmart. Okay. Oh, Kamal, you didn't take Goldman Sachs? Oh, yeah. That makes sense because you're an FAS. That makes sense. Sorry. It's the message you sent me on Skype that got me thinking that. Okay. Well, nice rally. What a, crazy day. Let's look at the S&P intraday because this was boy, nice under 30 over right here. See, on the 39-minute chart, we go under 30, then back over. Would have been underwater a little bit, but it would have held if you had just held it the whole day. Nice. And Apple, I guess I should not have sold my Apple, huh? I just wanted to get it off my mind. Or did I sell it somewhere? And then it just rallied really strong that last minute. Oh well, it's positive. I'll be happy for that, right? Okay, I got you, Pincy. Well, I think some pretty good choices today. They all look pretty good. So I'm still in gold, profitable, thankfully. SPY did take an overnight loss, took the end of day trade here. USO up 2.2% today, which is good. I did buy Cirrus here at 57.50. We'll see how this turns out, but there's a lot of things going on here. V1, under 30, over 30. Close back over the negative third ATR channel. If it gets up here, you first have to go above the third ATR channel, but it's a good risk to reward. That's the main thing. Don't know if it's going to work or not. Don't know if, we never know if any of these are going to work or not. Goldman Sachs pretty strong over that 200 with the V2, under 50, over 50. I mean, there's a lot of confluences there for sure. All right. Thank you, group, for trading with me. Until tomorrow, then. Bye. Okay, good seeing you. Well, listen, everybody. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Congratulations on some of these trades here. Just some great, fantastic trades. Really, really glad to see these wonderful trades. Glenn says, CRUS has been in a downtrend for 7 weeks. Time-wise, it might take another few weeks to find a bottom. Look for support at 52.50. Okay, well, we shall see what happens, and it very well could go down there. Who knows? I mean, on the weekly, the 200 is at 53.10, so pretty close to your 52.50, but we'll see. But the signal is the under 30, over 30 with the V1. Who knows? It might fail tomorrow, but, you know, any trade might fail, right? All right, well, it's a beautiful day here in Utah. I'm going to put my hiking boots on, go out for a nice hike. Looking forward to that. Please remember to try to go out and do something nice for somebody today. Try to be positive, right? Try to be positive. It's good for you. It's good for other people. And we need a lot more of that in our world today. So have a good day. Be safe. And I hope to see everyone tomorrow during the last hour of the day. All right. All right, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and Forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.